Welcome to a captivating narrative that promises to inspire you while simultaneously enhancing your English skills. Today, we embark on a journey to delve into the life of Albert Einstein, a remarkable individual whose groundbreaking ideas and audacious spirit transformed the world. As you listen, take note of the fresh phrases and vocabulary that I will be introducing. This journey transcends the mere act of learning English. It delves into the profound realization that persistence and curiosity are the twin pillars that can elevate one to greatness. Grab a notebook, maintain your focus, and let us embark on this journey to enhance your listening skills, broaden your vocabulary, and ignite your motivation. Born on March 14, 1879, in the quaint town of Ulm, Germany, the life of Albert Einstein, a true genius, began to unfold. Hermann Einstein and Pauline Koch, his parents, were ordinary individuals, embodying the essence of everyday life. Hermann, a businessman immersed in the world of electrical components, navigated the intricacies of his trade with diligence. Meanwhile, Pauline, a devoted homemaker, found joy in the melodies of music and the pursuit of knowledge, embracing every opportunity to learn and grow. Upon Albert's arrival into the world, nothing seemed especially noteworthy about him at first glance, save for one striking feature. His head was remarkably large. His family often found humor in the situation, playfully speculating whether he would eventually develop into a typical child. Unbeknownst to them, the boy was fated to transform the world in ways yet unseen. Albert was an exceptionally quiet child. He remained silent until he was nearly 3 years old, a delay that understandably caused his parents some concern. There were whispers among some, a lingering sense that something was amiss with him. His family affectionately referred to him as the Quiet One, a moniker that stemmed from his rare utterances, even amidst the lively chatter of other children. Yet, it wasn't a matter of slowness. Rather, he was profoundly contemplative. He would sit for hours, absorbing every detail of his surroundings, as if he were on a quest to unravel the intricate workings of the world. At the tender age of 5, Albert received a small yet profound gift from his father, a humble compass that would alter the course of his life in ways he could scarcely imagine. Initially, Albert found himself struggling to comprehend the intricacies of how it functioned. What was the secret behind the needle's unwavering direction, steadfastly pointing north regardless of how he turned it? He became utterly captivated by this small object, gazing at it for hours on end, attempting to unravel the peculiar force that caused the needle to shift. It was in that moment that Albert first grasped the existence of unseen forces weaving through the fabric of the world, igniting within him an insatiable desire to unearth every last one of them. He later reflected that the experience had etched a profound impression upon him. When Albert embarked on his journey into the world of education, the experience was far from smooth. He found himself disenchanted with the methods employed by his teachers in the classroom. In those days, educational institutions enforced a rigid discipline, where students were compelled to commit every detail to memory. However, Albert was not content with mere memorization. He yearned to pose questions and seek out answers. His teachers often expressed their frustration with him, and one in particular declared, "You're a disgrace. You'll never be successful in life." The weight of those words was heavy, yet Albert refused to allow them to impede his progress. He struggled significantly with certain subjects. Among various subjects, languages held a special place in his heart. However, there was one discipline that eclipsed all others in his affections: math. He referred to it as the language of the universe, finding joy in unraveling problems as if they were intricate puzzles waiting to be solved. Despite his challenges in the academic realm, Albert's family held an unwavering belief in his potential. Pauline, his mother, observed his deep passion for music and took it upon herself to nurture that interest by encouraging him to learn the violin. Initially, Albert showed little interest in practicing, but as time passed, music transformed into a sanctuary for him, a means to unwind and gain clarity of thought. His uncle, Jacob, significantly influenced his intellectual development, as he shared a profound passion for mathematics. He engaged Albert in a delightful and imaginative manner, transforming the learning experience into an enjoyable adventure. On one occasion, he shared with Albert that mathematics resembles a treasure hunt. Each problem serves as a clue guiding you toward the ultimate answer. This whimsical method captivated Albert, drawing him into a deep affection for numbers. He stood apart from the other children. While they engaged in lively games, he immersed himself in the pages of books, losing track of time as he pondered the intricacies of the world around him. He had a profound affection for tales of remarkable scientists, often finding himself lost in dreams of one day making his own groundbreaking discoveries. As Albert made his way home from school one fateful day, a curious thought danced through his mind. What would it truly feel like to ride a beam of light, soaring through the vast expanse of the universe? The question lingered in his mind for years, serving as the catalyst for his enduring journey to unravel the mysteries of light, space, and time. At the age of 15, Albert's life took a challenging turn. After the collapse of his father's business, the family found themselves compelled to uproot their lives and embark on a new journey to Italy. Albert lingered in Germany to complete his studies, yet he found himself grappling with a profound sense of discontent stemming from the distance that separated him from his family. He was engulfed in a profound sense of loneliness, a heavy cloak of misery wrapping around him like a shroud. Ultimately, he made the decision to withdraw, leaving his studies incomplete. He found himself increasingly overwhelmed by the rigid regulations and the demanding nature of the educators surrounding him. Thus, he embarked on a journey of self-education, immersing himself in books and literature, exploring the vast realms of knowledge independently. He immersed himself in the world of self-education, passionately exploring the pages of books that delved into science, philosophy, and mathematics. Many believed that he was jeopardizing his future by leaving school, yet Albert remained unfazed. He was convinced that the essence of learning far outweighed the constraints of conventional expectations. At the tender age of 16, he embarked on the remarkable journey of penning his inaugural scientific paper. While it may not have been perfect, it undeniably showcased the extent of his abilities. He even attempted to gain admission to a prestigious institution in Switzerland known as the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School. However, he found himself unable to pass the entrance exam, struggling with. Rather than abandoning non-science subjects such as French and history, Albert resolved to take another approach and give them another chance. With unwavering determination, he poured every ounce of effort into his endeavors, meticulously addressing his shortcomings, steadfastly refusing to allow failure to shape his identity. His formative years were marked by a series of challenges and uncertainties. He often felt misunderstood by those around him, grappling with a multitude of rejections and obstacles along the way. Yet, he never surrendered to defeat. Fueled by an insatiable curiosity, unwavering determination, and a profound love for learning, he relentlessly pressed onward, undeterred by obstacles that lay in his path. Determined to carve out a successful future, Albert departed from Germany and relocated to Switzerland, renowned for its progressive education system, presented a striking contrast to Germany. The atmosphere in the schools was notably more relaxed, fostering an environment where students were actively encouraged to engage in independent thought and develop their own perspectives. This was precisely what Albert required. At the age of 17, he made another attempt to gain admission to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich, and this time he succeeded. However, his troubles were far from resolved. Despite finally being enrolled in one of the finest schools in Europe, Albert's inherently rebellious spirit rendered his efforts to assimilate quite challenging. Albert had a deep affection for. His focus was primarily on the realms of math and physics, while other subjects held little interest for him. His professors struggled to comprehend his unique perspective, and a few even took issue with him for not adhering to their prescribed teaching methods. One professor remarked, "You're a bright young man, Einstein, but you really need to pull yourself together." Albert was not the highest achiever in his class. He frequently missed lectures, opting instead to pursue his studies independently. As his classmates occupied themselves with the usual pursuits, Albert ventured into the realm of profound inquiries, pondering questions such as, what is the essence of light? How does the fabric of time unfold? What is the nature of gravity? The questions posed were far from the ordinary inquiries that typically filled conversations, and the majority of individuals found themselves without any responses to them. During his time at the Polytechnic, Albert encountered a remarkable young woman named Meva Merrick, who stood out as the sole female physics student in his class. Meva possessed an exceptional intellect, and she harbored a profound passion for science that mirrored Albert's own enthusiasm. The two of them grew increasingly intimate, frequently dedicating hours to deep discussions about various scientific theories. Meva transcended the role of a mere classmate. She evolved into his closest confidant and dearest friend. They ignited a spark within one another, weaving dreams of a future brimming with the promise of extraordinary discoveries shared side by side. Once, Albert penned, united in their ambition to conquer the realm of science, they navigated the complexities of their relationship, which was marked by both triumphs and tribulations. Meva encountered significant criticism as a woman in the field of science, while Albert grappled with financial difficulties. Despite the challenges, they remained steadfast companions, unwavering in their support for one another as they diligently pursued their aspirations. In the year 1900, at the age of 21, Albert completed his studies at the Polytechnic, earning a degree in physics. He was filled with enthusiasm and anticipation as he prepared to embark on his journey as a scientist. However, life presented an unexpected challenge. He struggled to secure employment and submitted applications to numerous universities, aspiring to become a. Albert aspired to become a professor or a researcher, yet he faced rejection at every turn. His professors perceived him as lacking motivation, which ultimately led to their reluctance in providing him with favorable recommendations. That period was particularly challenging for him. Can you envision dedicating years of relentless effort, only to face a series of rejections? Yet, Albert refused to surrender. He accepted any work that came his way, striving to ensure that his financial obligations were met. In the year 1902, he secured a position as a clerk at the Swiss Patent Office located in Bern. His role involved meticulously reviewing patent applications to determine the originality of the inventions presented. Albert secured a prestigious position that initially seemed entirely unrelated to his passion for physics, leaving him feeling quite disheartened. His aspirations lay in the realm of science, far removed from the mundane duties of a clerk. However, rather than lamenting his circumstances, he chose to embrace them fully. The position afforded him an abundance of free time, a luxury he devoted to contemplating his scientific ideas. He began to refer to the patent office as his thinking lab. As he meticulously reviewed patents, he would discreetly scribble down his reflections on the intricate concepts of light, time, and space. Determined to pursue his dream, he committed himself to long hours, often laboring late into the night. On the evening that followed the conclusion of his daily work in the year 1903, Albert took the momentous step of marrying Meva. Their wedding was a modest affair, characterized by simplicity and warmth. Shortly thereafter, they joyfully welcomed their firstborn, a son they named Hans. Despite their happiness, life presented its challenges. Albert's paycheck, earned through his diligent work as a clerk, fell short of providing adequate support for his family. Consequently, they found themselves confined to a cramped apartment, grappling with the daily struggle of making ends meet. Despite the persistent advice from his friends to abandon his scientific aspirations and concentrate solely on his job, Albert remained resolute, refusing to entertain such notions. He expressed, "I would prefer to endure hardships for something I cherish rather than merely exist." Despite the challenges he faced, Albert persevered in developing his theories in the year 1905, at the young age of 26. In that remarkable year, he released a series of papers that profoundly transformed the landscape of our understanding. It is now referred to by scientists as Einstein's miracle year. In a groundbreaking paper on the photoelectric effect, he elucidated the behavior of light as it manifests in the form of minuscule particles known as photons, a discovery that ultimately garnered him the prestigious Nobel Prize in Physics. In a subsequent paper focused on Brownian motion, he established the existence of atoms, a groundbreaking revelation for that era. Among Albert's most renowned contributions are the three special theories of relativity. He conceived the idea that time and space are not constants. Rather, they are relative constructs. From this theory emerges the renowned equation E equals mc2, illustrating the profound relationship between energy and matter, revealing their capacity to be interchanged. The publication of these papers sent ripples through the scientific community, challenging established norms and provoking intense discussions. Albert Einstein, once merely a humble clerk lacking a university position, had completely revolutionized the field of physics. Following the year 1905, a significant transformation unfolded in his life. Scientists across the globe began to recognize the merit of his work, leading to numerous offers for teaching positions. After enduring a prolonged period of hardship, he ultimately secured a position as a professor at several universities. Albert's relentless dedication and unwavering determination were beginning to bear fruit, yet he remained grounded. Success did not inflate his ego. He persistently posed profound questions, relentlessly challenging the boundaries of science. His conviction was unwavering. Knowledge knew no limits, and curiosity served as the essential gateway to comprehending the vast mysteries of the universe. Albert Einstein's remarkable transformation from a beleaguered clerk to a renowned scientist illustrates the profound impact of unwavering perseverance. He faced the harsh realities of rejection, the weight of poverty, and the shadows of self-doubt. Yet through it all, he clung fiercely to his passion. Science imparts a crucial lesson. A single failure does not signify the conclusion. Rather, it serves as a stepping stone on the path to success. The importance of self-belief far outweighs the pursuit of external validation. Great aspirations demand substantial sacrifices. By the year 1909, Albert Einstein's revolutionary discoveries had garnered acclaim throughout Europe. He ascended to the role of professor at the University of Zurich before relocating to Prague to impart knowledge at the German university. It was during this pivotal period that Albert began to grasp the profound significance of his contributions. The public's perception of him began to shift as they started to regard him as a genius, a profound thinker who unraveled the universe's intricate mysteries. Albert approached it all with remarkable humility. He once remarked, "I'm no genius, I'm just really curious. I linger on questions longer than most." However, the arrival of fame brought with it a set of unique challenges. Albert remained indifferent to his appearance and the allure of wealth. He continued to embrace a life of simplicity, donning his well-worn attire and dedicating himself to his craft, even as those around him reveled in his accolades. Deep within him, he sensed that his journey was merely at its inception. In the year 1914, Albert made the significant decision to relocate to Berlin, Germany, following the acceptance of a prestigious offer that awaited him there. Securing a position at the Prussian Academy of Sciences marked a significant turning point in his career. This opportunity granted him not only the necessary resources, but also the freedom to immerse himself fully in the pursuit of research. During this period, the world underwent rapid transformation. World War I erupted, leaving an indelible mark on the lives of millions. Amidst the fervent support of numerous scientists for the war, Albert stood apart, articulating his dissent with conviction. He stood resolutely for peace, wielding his influence to foster a spirit of harmony among those around him. In the interim, the foundation of his marriage to Milva began to show signs of disintegration. The weight of fame, intertwined with the shadows of their previous financial hardships, exerted a profound influence on their well-being. In the year 1919, the couple decided to part ways, finalizing their divorce. However, Albert was diligent in ensuring that Meva and their children were provided for financially, safeguarding their well-being in the aftermath of their separation. In that remarkable year, an extraordinary event unfolded. British scientists undertook the testing of Albert's general theory of relativity, a profound concept he had diligently developed since 1915. The findings unequivocally validated his hypothesis. Gravity possesses the remarkable ability to bend light. This remarkable discovery fundamentally transformed our comprehension of the universe, reshaping the very foundations of our knowledge. The news traveled swiftly, catapulting Albert Einstein into the realm of global iconography, as newspapers across the world eagerly reported on his remarkable ascent. The world was alive with a flurry of headlines proclaiming that Einstein's theory had finally been validated. In an unprecedented turn of events, a scientist found themselves basking in the limelight, receiving the kind of adoration typically reserved for celebrities. When inquired about his feelings regarding the overwhelming fame, Albert responded with a wry remark. "If my theories prove to be incorrect, the Americans will label me a German, while the Germans will refer to me as a Jew. Conversely, if they are validated, the Germans will claim me as one of their own, and the Americans will identify me as a Jew." This statement not only highlighted Albert's sharp wit, but also illuminated the precarious position he occupied as a Jewish scientist navigating a complex and often contradictory world. During the vibrant decade of the 1920s, Albert embarked on a journey across the globe, engaging in enlightening discussions and forging connections with fellow scientists along the way. He traveled to the United States, Japan, and numerous other countries, where he shared his ideas and inspired a new generation of thinkers. He leveraged his fame to advocate for peace, contending that peace cannot be imposed. It emerges solely through understanding. He also rose to champion the rights of minorities and refugees, emerging as a powerful voice for those who had long been silenced. However, alongside his burgeoning fame, he found himself facing an increasing wave of criticism from certain individuals. Many regarded him as excessively idealistic, while others sought to diminish the significance of his efforts. Yet Albert navigated these challenges with remarkable poise, famously asserting that brilliant minds inevitably encounter staunch resistance from those of lesser caliber. In the year 1933, as the Nazis seized control of Germany, he found himself compelled to flee, for as a Jewish scientist, his life was steeped in peril. The Nazis, in a fervent display of their ideological fervor, incinerated his books and vehemently assailed his theories, derisively labeling them as Jewish science. Ultimately, Albert found refuge in Princeton, New Jersey, where he became a member of the esteemed Institute for Advanced Study. He felt a profound sorrow over the unfolding events in Germany, yet he clung to a sense of hope, asserting that in the midst of adversity, there lies always a chance for renewal. In the year 1940, Albert embraced a new chapter in his life as he became a U.S. citizen, a pivotal moment that marked his commitment to his new homeland. He would go on to spend the remainder of his days in America, weaving his story into the rich tapestry of the nation. In the tumultuous era of World War II, he received a request to assist in the groundbreaking endeavor of developing the atomic bomb. Although he was not directly involved in its development, his renowned equation E equals mc2 played a pivotal role in the advancement of nuclear energy. Albert was profoundly distressed upon learning of the bombings that devastated Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In the year 1945, he found himself grappling with a profound sense of regret for his role in the devastation wrought by nuclear weapons. This pivotal moment ignited a fervent commitment within him to devote the remainder of his life to the noble cause of advocating for nuclear disarmament. He emphasized that although humanity was capable of creating the atomic bomb, no mouse would ever possess the ingenuity to construct a mouse trap. Despite being one of the most renowned figures in the world, Albert embraced a life marked by simplicity and humility. He lacked the possession of a car, eschewed the comfort of socks, and frequently embarked on sailing adventures, despite his inability to swim. Albert's insatiable curiosity remained ever vibrant. He relentlessly probed the mysteries of the universe, delving into the enigmatic nature of black holes. In contemplating the concept of time travel, he believed there remained an endless realm of discoveries yet to be unveiled. In the twilight of his life, Albert devoted his vigor to the ambitious quest of unifying all the forces of nature into a singular theory, a conundrum that remains unsolved to this day. Even as his health deteriorated, he persevered in his work, remaining dedicated until the final moments. On the 18th of April in the year 1955, the world mourned the loss of Albert Einstein, who departed from this life at the age of 76. His final utterances were in German, slipping away into silence as the nurse by his side, unable to comprehend the language, failed to capture them in any form. Albert Einstein profoundly transformed the landscape of science. The essence of peace and the spirit of humanity stand unparalleled. His narrative serves as a poignant reminder that the trials we face can ultimately pave the way to extraordinary achievements. Albert faced a relentless barrage of rejection, endured the sting of mockery, and navigated the chaos of war. Yet through it all, his unwavering belief in his dreams remained steadfast. Curiosity propels us onward. He taught us to interrogate every facet of existence and seek out answers, regardless of the challenges they may present. Humility possesses its own strength. Despite the heights of his fame, Albert remained grounded, demonstrating that true greatness lies in simplicity. In contemporary discourse, his name epitomizes genius, yet his narrative encompasses far more than mere intelligence. It delves into a realm of profound depth and complexity. Perseverance, courage, and the unwavering belief that a single individual can affect change. The life of Albert Einstein illustrates that true greatness is not defined by perfection. Rather, it is characterized by passion, persistence, and the audacity to confront the seemingly insurmountable. His words continue to echo in our time. Strive not merely for success, but to become a person of genuine worth.